A young black man just got hung down there in Orlando in front of the arena, right? You heard of it. This is still going on. So what we talking about out of the Bible is relevant. What we gonna do about it, y'all?
Right.
Read.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 127, verse 2.
Hey, listen, my brother, before you go, going inside to eat, listen, my brother, you gotta hear it.
It is vain for you to rise early and to sit up late to eat the bread of sorrows.
You see what just happened here? We talking to our brothers about standing up in our community.
Right.
The black woman, she always want to say, where the black man at to stand up and defend us? We right here. We trying to raise the spirits of our other black brothers. But what's going on? We hear about a black man getting his head cut off in Mississippi in 2023. And when we tell the black man like, it's more important for me to go eat right now.
Right.
What the Bible say?
It is vain for you to rise up early and to sit up late to eat the bread of sorrow.
We would rather go eat the bread of sorrows in captivity, my sister. We would rather go eat than figure out what we're going to do about all this oppression, all this murder that's going on in our community. Our people are getting put to death. Racism still exists. You can't turn a blind eye to racism. Right. You can't turn a blind eye to hatred. Right. You can't turn a blind eye to the murders that's going on.
Right.
It's being done to you right here in your neighborhood.
Right.
This is Sanford, Florida. If y'all forgot, Trayvon Martin was murdered right around the corner.
Bring it up.
And we would rather say it's more important for us to sit down and eat the bread of sorrow than figure out as men, how do we fix this?
Right.
How do we come out of our condition? How do we fix our community?
Right.
The black church ain't gonna do it for you. We come out here week by week to talk to our brothers and sisters. What do? They avoid us because they have no answers.
Right.
They have no solutions. All they know to do is bring you in there, collect your tithes and offerings, preach you up a good message, and send you back into your sorrows, your captivity week by week.
Right.
Just like they did in slavery. Read.
It is vain for you to rise up early and to sit up late to eat the bread of sorrow. For so he giveth his beloved sleep.
So he giveth his beloved sleep. We are asleep right now in Babylon the Great, America, our captivity. Because guess what? We are fed by our enemies, so therefore we comfortable here.
Right.
They give us little comforts to keep you feeling like everything is okay. Meanwhile, we are the victims of police brutality at rates astronomical, never before seen. My sis, what's your nationality? You black? Where's the country black you can go back to? Africa? There's a country in Africa called black that you came from.
Oh, I don't know all that.
It doesn't exist. That's an injustice that's been perpetuated on you, sister.
Right.
They lied to you about who you are. Black is a color in a crayon box. Black means dirty, disgusting, painful, empty. You're more than that.
Right.
We're going to show you who God said you are. Read.
It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 17, verse 4. And thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee.
God gave you a heritage, sister. He told you you are somebody. But guess what? Because we went in slavery on these slave ships, they took away your knowledge of who you are.
Right.
You think the people who put you on slave ships, raped your foremothers, whooped your back to no end, made you pick cotton in the cotton field. What's your last name? Bryant. Is that an African last name? That's not African, is it? Whose last name is that? Whose last name was it before your husband? And before him? It came from their slave master.
Right.
That's not our last name. Bryant is a white man's last name. You understand what I'm saying, my sister? They done took everything from you. What color is Christ? Christ is a black man, right? Why when you go in these church houses, they show him as a white man and tell you he loves everybody and came to save everybody and salvation for whoever say I believe, when it never said that in the Bible.
Right.
They done stole everything from you. You're an Israelite. You're an Israelite, according to the Bible. God's chosen people. The reason why we came into this is because we went away from God's laws. That's how we got here. Give me Deuteronomy 7 and 6. Listen to this as you walk.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
Do you understand you above all people on the face of the earth, my sister? Do you believe that? You believe it now because the Bible said it, right? You got to take that message, take that flyer, take it to your husband. Show him what you were just taught today.
Right.
Go on YouTube, go on Facebook, go on Instagram. We got classes all day long, 24/7 for free. Look us up, sis. Israel United Christ, that's us. Learn your heritage, your nationality.
Right.
Tell the people who they are. Raise the black man up. We looking for the black man who's willing to stand up and fix his community. Get himself together so we can get our communities, get our wives and children in order. Not the black man that's going to go around smoking weed with his pants sagging down, wearing skinny pants, talking about I'm a thug in the hood, 40 years old, still acting like a child. We ain't looking for that. We looking to change that condition.
Right.
Come on.
So like the officer was saying, we out here to change the mindsets of the people. We out here to wake y'all up to who y'all are. We not niggas, we not spicks, we not coons, we not thugs. We not gangbangers. God called us gods and Israelites on this earth.
Right.
And until we start acting like it, guess what? We're going to keep being in the same situation we're in today. Get Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 61, about being in fear. Because guess what? God said that we're going to continue to be in this situation till we get right. It's either 61 or 65.
It's the book of Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 65. And among these nations thou shalt find no ease.
Right.
Neither shall the sole of thy feet have rest.
Right, so don't think for 1 second just because you ain't heard of Rasheem Carter, you don't know about the black man in your own, down south, just where you're at, is getting his head chopped off and getting decapitated. Don't think for a second that God ain't going to do the same thing to any one of us. You think that you're protected right now. At any moment, guess what? The Klan can come and get you. Because guess what? America ain't trying to stop the Klan. America is the Klan.
Right.
But y'all think y'all good here in America. Y'all think y'all going to keep smoking Black and Milds, getting high and drunk, selling weed on the side till you good and old. But God said, what will happen to us?
Among these nations thou shalt find no ease.
God said you're not going to find no ease among these nations. The white man ain't going to show you no mercy. The Asian man ain't going to show you no mercy. The Africans ain't going to show you no mercy. God said these nations ain't going to have no ease upon you. Why? Read on.
From the sole of thy feet neither shall the sole of thy feet have rest.
Right.
But the Lord shall give thee there a trembling heart and failing of eyes.
Right, because you won't have a trembling heart and failing eyes. Why? Because every time when it gets sundown, now you got to worry, oh dang, is a pickup truck going to pull up behind me and try and drag me out? Oh man, is a cop going to pull up behind me and say that I had a gun in my right hand? That's what we got to worry about, is a trembling heart here in America. So while you think things are all good, you think things are good until it gets sundown. You think things are good until that pickup truck come up behind you, until that cop pull up behind you. Read on.
And sorrow of mine.
Right.
And thy life shall hang in doubt before thee, and thou shalt fear day and night, and shall have none assurance of thy life.
Right. The white man doesn't have to struggle with that. The Asian doesn't have to struggle with that. The Arabs do not have to struggle with that. They have assurance of their life. They have assurance that they're going to be okay, that they can go home at night, that they don't have to worry about getting shot down, lynched, or their head decapitated. But guess what? The black man here in America, we always have to worry about that. Why? Because we sinned against our God. Read on.
In the morning thou shalt say, would God it were even.
You're praying that it make it to evening because you scared that I need to make it to the next day. God, please let me make it to the next day. Read on.
In that even thou shalt say, would God it were morning.
Please let me make it through the night because I don't know if I'm going to survive through the persecution. But guess what? We don't realize that until we have to go through it. I guarantee you, as unfortunate as it is, I guarantee you that our brother Rasheem Carter, our brother George Floyd, our brother Trayvon Martin, they didn't have to worry about that until the day that it happened. That's how we are as a people. We don't worry about things until it happens. We don't take precautionary measures. We don't be like, hey, let's come together as a community. Let's stop the white man from killing us in broad daylight. No one thinks about it until it's your black behind getting hung up. Then you want to worry about it at that moment. God said that is a curse. Read on.
For the fear of thine heart, wherewith thou shalt fear,
right.
And for the sight of thine eyes shalt thou, which thou shalt see. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
Right, and God said because of these things, he's going to bring us into slavery again by way of slave ship. That's where America America, where you would have fear of your life day and night, not knowing if a cop is going to come up behind you and kill you, not knowing if the Klan is going to come up and assassinate and murder you in broad daylight. That's what we got to deal with here in America. Read on.
With ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
Right.
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
Right. God said these people that we have the last names of today, there are enemies. They're not your friends. That's why y'all get caught up when y'all think, oh, I'm going to a party there. There's going to be a couple of white folks there, a couple of Asians there. Oh, it's all good. It's all good. I'm the only black dude there. God said these people are your enemies. Why? Because they have not restored your land. They have not restored your true identity. They have not told you the truth according to the Bible. All they do is give you lies, lies, and more lies. Read on.
There thou shalt be sold unto your enemies,
right,
for bondmen and bondwomen,
right,
and no man shall buy you.
Right, and no man shall buy us, meaning no man shall redeem us. Get Zephaniah 2:1. Because the only man who's going to redeem us is the Spirit of Christ, the black Messiah.
That's right.
There ain't going to be no more Marcus Garveys. There ain't going to be no more Malcolm X's, no more Martin Luther Kings. Those men cannot redeem us. They cannot save us out of the condition we're in. That's why we're still in 2023 yelling Black Lives Matter, marching down the street. Because the same situations happening back then is still happening today. No man has redeemed us yet. Read that.
It's the book of Zephaniah, chapter 2, verse 1. Gather yourselves together. Yea, gather together, O nation not desired.
God said, gather together under the Spirit of Christ, ye nation not desired. Why? Because no one cares about us. That's why there's no major news outlets. It's only being broadcasted within the state of Mississippi about Rasheem Carter. It's not being broadcasted on a nationwide level. Why? Because you are a nation that's not desired. No one cares about us. Would you agree about that, brother? Do you think the other nations care about us? Do you think they care about the situation we're in? Like as far as us having black on black crime? Because you know we struggle with that here in Sanford, right? We struggle with black on black crime. We struggle with high drug usage in our community. We struggle with all these things, right? Now let me ask you, what's your name, my brother?
You're talking about other nations and what they feel from a spiritual perspective when we look at how they feel from a spiritual. But we also look at it from, we read it on the earthly realm too, because we've been given dominion over this earthly realm as well. So we have to keep everything clean on the earthly basis and the spiritual basis. So people do care, but as far as the majority goes, a lot of them are displaced as far as they're concerned for our fellow brothers and sisters in different parts of the world.
Gotcha.
So yes, there's some that do care, and then we know that there's some that just don't care because we actually see it in the media and the news.
Right.
Because we see how they're spiritually impacted by the woes and the arrows and the fiery darts of how they come. So to answer your question, yeah, there's a lot of them that do care in different tribes, and then there's just some. A lot of
who?
Huh?
A lot of who?
A lot of our brothers and sisters.
Who's your brother?
Huh?
Who's your brother?
Who's my brother?
Yeah.
Sir.
Who?
You guys the Hebrew Israelites?
Are all nations your brothers?
No, but if I have brotherly love towards them, then that's how I treat them. There's a difference.
So, is it possible, hold on, listen. Is it possible to have enemies on the earth? Does God have enemies?
Yeah.
Now, is an enemy or a brother?
Your brother can become your enemy too.
Okay, you correct. You correct. You correct.
If you choose to lay it down.
Now, who did God say your brother is? Let's start there. Who did God say your brother is? Did he say everybody on the earth is your brother?
No. That's why I clarified that earlier.
There you go. There you go. That's why I'm trying to make sure you understand. That's why I'm trying to make sure you understand.
You know, I've been dealing with the Hebrew Israelite nation for a while.
What's a Hebrew Israelite?
Huh?
What's a Hebrew Israelite? Because we're not them.
Huh?
We're not them. We're not Hebrew Israelites.
Who are you?
We the Israelites.
That's right.
Hebrew is a language.
Yeah.
Hebrew is a language. You know why they call us Hebrew Israelites?
Yeah.
To put you off from the fact that we are the real Israelites.
That's right. I know what you're talking about.
All right. So, listen, bro. Now understanding we Israel.
Yes.
What's required of you? What's required of you now that you understand you are Israelite?
Let's see. First of all, consecrate myself. Put amongst myself the things of the world.
Okay.
I have to keep my ears kissed to the lips of the Most High. I have to take heed. I have to seek His face. I have to wait for provisions. I have to slow down, be still, so we can perform His service. Because you can't do nothing as long as I'm moving.
Okay.
Okay. So, as this day for the Most High is made, thank you, brother, for blessing me.
Hold on.
No, I'm just saying.
I got a question for you, because you just said a whole lot of good sounding stuff. Where'd you get it from?
Where did I get it from?
Where'd you get those rules from?
Where did I get those
Yes.
rules from?
Where can I read that? Where can I find that God said everything you just said?
Okay, in His word, but I can't give you the exact verse.
You know why? I'm gonna be honest with you, because I'm your brother. I love you, brother. It's not in the Bible. That's not biblical. That's made up. That's your own vain thoughts and opinions. So how we gonna help you as our brother? Because we love our people. We gonna show you what God said. He made it very simple. So we gonna stick with what God said. The reason why we go off and we get jacked up, my brother, is because we try to make up our own thoughts, our own vain thoughts and opinions. And then when we try to do it our way, against God, He jacks us up to bring us back to Him.
I'm going to have to stop you right there, brother. What I said is not made up. When I feel the Most High push me to solitude, to be separate.
You gonna listen to the Bible? Listen to what God said.
Right.
Watch this. Because there's a reason why you can't find it, bro. Because it's not in there.
How do you know I can't find it, brother?
It's not in there. It's not in there. Nothing of what you just said is what God told us to do. We're going to read what He said.
So when He says, put amongst you corruptible speech, it's not in there either?
Listen.
I'm not being mad, brother.
You never just said that. You never just said that. We're going to read what God said. It's very simple.
So He didn't say consecrate yourself in the word.
Listen, bro.
You just told me all that I just said, and I know what I just said is not in there.
You going to listen?
Yeah,
you going to listen? Watch this. I'm going to show you what God said is required of you as an Israelite, all right? Watch this.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 10, verse 12. And now, Israel, what doth the Lord thy God require of thee?
The Lord makes it simple to where we don't have to make up nothing or guess. Right. He told us exactly what His requirements are. All right, watch this.
But to fear the Lord thy God.
The first thing He requires of us is our fear. Our fear. Poison like cigarette smoke into it, weed smoke. We're not going to go out and defile ourselves by sleeping woman to woman to woman. Why? Because judgments come with that, right? You go sleep with a bunch of women, you might catch an STD. You might get her pregnant. You might get multiple women pregnant. Then what comes? Child support. They jack up your finances for life. You see what I'm saying? Fear of God says, one man, one wife, keep your body pure, eat the way the Lord told you. You understand? That's fear. That's fear.
Right,
what you got, bro?
Brother.
Hold on.
You do realize you're just confirming everything that I was conversating with the sister about. This same exact conversation, how we're cross-pollinating.
Listen.
But listen, what I'm trying to tell you is...
We're going to keep going. We're going to keep going. Listen to God's word. And now I'm going to let you speak. That's why we're going to read God's word, so you don't get away from it. Because we don't want you leaving today without knowing what God really requires of you.
Right.
That would be totally counterproductive to this conversation. We got to show you the real requirements. Read.
To walk in all His ways.
Walk in all His ways, His commandments. Just like you said you was talking with a sister. All right, now y'all beginning to realize y'all Israelites, so you got to realize there's more that comes with it. You don't know you an Israelite?
Shake my head for what you just said.
Okay.
What I was telling you is, for years, without going to people, the Most High will meet with you where you are.
No, He won't.
Yes,
that's not biblical, bro.
Wow.
God don't just come down and just talk to anybody. God speaks to you through His words. God is not, that's Christianity on your mind, making you think you can live in the midst of all sin and God gonna personally come down and talk with you. That's not what the Bible said, bro. Listen, your heart is desperately wicked. Who can know it? We're gonna keep speaking God's words to you. Read.
To walk in all His ways, and to love Him, and to serve the Lord thy God.
The love of God is that we keep His commandments. We can't go around that. We can't go around that. Just like right now. You said God spoke to you. God didn't tell you you're supposed to have fringes on. God didn't tell you you can't mar your beard and shave it off like you have. That's how I know God not speaking to you. You're not supposed to have your beard shaved.
But hey,
now you said it's the Old Testament. That's how we know that God's not dealing directly with you. You got to hear His words from the Bible.
Brother,
you got your head covered. The word coming out. God's not talking directly to you. He's in this Bible, bro.
What I'm going through and what God is cleaning me up from.
Okay.
Okay, this is how we get an actual understanding. When
Yes.
God deals with his people, and what he's cleaning them up from,
Right.
because I'm going to say it for the camera because I know you need all this. But what I'm trying to tell you is, brother, you have to be careful with who you're talking to and how God is dealing with it. I'm stepping to you because I know this is of the Most High, Yahweh.
Right.
And the reason why what I'm trying to tell you is...
Give me Leviticus 19:17 so you can understand what I'm doing.
What I'm trying to tell you is this morning when I woke up, all I know is I got to get rid of this. I got to let this grow.
Okay.
Because I know that he is a supreme being, and I know that he speaks to his people more than one way.
Right.
It's also in the word. It's also also in his word.
Bro, I want you to listen.
How he deals
I want you to listen to the scripture I'm about to read so you can understand. We're not against you, bro. We've been with you. We've been with you. Hold on, listen. Because you're doing a lot of talking off your own thought. We're trying to build you in the words of God so you know exactly what you need to do. Listen, brother, your experiences ain't godly is what we're telling you. All you got to do is do what the Bible said. It's simple. Read. Watch it.
Leviticus chapter 19 verse 17. Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart. Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor and not suffer sin upon him.
That's why when we see you're doing things contrary to what God said, we got to correct you in it. That's how the Bible works. If you got the true spirit of God in you, when you get around godly men, you're going to humble down and adhere to what them men that's keeping the commandments is teaching you so that you can keep the commandments with your brothers, learn, grow, get built up, and then come out and do the same thing we doing. But you can't do it being prideful, bro. You got to first humble yourself to the words of God. You got to first humble yourself to it. Now, go back to where we was at first. We're showing you what's required of you. You got to be humble, bro. You got to be humble. Because I believe you are seeking the Lord. I believe you're seeking it. But you got to humble your spirit. That's why you keep trying to talk over God's words. Read.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 10, verse 12. And now, Israel, what doth the Lord thy God require of thee? But to fear the Lord thy God, to walk in all his ways, and to love him, and to serve the Lord thy God with all thine heart and all thy soul, to keep the commandments of the Lord.
To do what?
To keep the commandments of the Lord.
That's what it all boils down to.
Right.
We got to be keeping the commandments of the Lord.
That's right.
Because you do understand, the Lord doesn't hear you in the midst of your sin. The Lord doesn't even hear your prayers when you're in the midst of sin.
Bring it out.
You got to get yourself right with the Lord before you can have any type of understanding with him on any level. That's why I was telling you, it's not to embarrass you, belittle where you're at. I believe the Lord's dealing with you. That's why the Lord led you to righteous men today to have this conversation. So you can really understand what God wants from you.
Right.
Not guessing at it because he made it simple. He put it in a book.
What is a nation? Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is men leading by example. Nation is women's support. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is you. It's nation time.